ChatGPT-5 was just released. What are your thoughts?
I do want to start with I think there's a little bit too much hate for Sam Altman right now. I love hating CEOs, just like most people my age. I think it's very fun, but he hasn't earned that enough. And it's maybe a little less fun when it's just kind of like a person. I genuinely believe, until proven otherwise, that he has good intentions for the technology that he's making. As good intentions as you could have in the AI space. It's a very scary time right now. But GPT-5, I think, does kind of start showing a lot more reservation with its responses. I think they are trying to save money and reduce the amount of thought that the AI is actually experiencing. And a lot of people have experienced talking about, hey, I really need you to think hard about this one in their prompt to make sure that it actually responds. And there's also that kind of psychological aspect of it, where it's a little bit less friendly than maybe ChatGPT-4 was. And I understand why that might have been the case in terms of them wanting it to be a little less personable. But I also kind of see that largely as a PR move. I think people can kind of extrapolate whatever relationships they want out of AI. And if they need to work just a little bit harder to do it, to say, be nice to me, be very nice to me, that's not too much of a difference. But I think way more seriously, ChatGPT just came out with an open source version of their model, which they did not need to do. And if they didn't do, nobody would have blamed them for. But I think that's the real game changer that people should be talking about. I had a proposal where we were bidding, I don't know, $8 million on pass-through tokens, just because we would be passing the model to a third party. And then a week later, OpenAI comes out with an open source model, and it puts us in an awkward place where we're like, I know we said 8 million, but actually if we did this locally, it could be $4 million. So that actually makes us look bad in terms of, is it $4 million or is it twice that cost? But it's good problems to have. I think that's a way more pertinent thing for us to be looking at, just because it allows us to use a model as strong as OpenAI in an air-gapped environment. So when you're working with the government or you're working with closed agencies, they don't really want to send their data out to a third-party AI, like sending it out to an API or something like that. Allowing us to host it locally just means that they get to have that inside their environment. So we get a lot stronger AI, but we can use it in way more confined environments. So it's a really exciting thing. I wish more people were talking about it, but ChatGPT-5 kind of stole the thunder and then maybe gave some of it back a little bit with its actual release.